Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Yeah, once again, we had some stream issues, although I did start testing the stream earlier this time so that I could, just in case there were some issues, I had a head start on fixing everything. It only took me about 3 or 4 tries to fix it that time. Yeah, I think it's about time to get a hold of YouTube there and say, what's going on with your stream keys, yos? We're kind of sitting here in darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. If I sing any more, I'll probably get a copyright claim. All right, good enough. So, let's see here. Yeah, Q4OS. Somebody asked me to have a look at this one a few times, and so let's have a look at it. And we're going to look at both the Plasma and the Trinity. I've installed the Plasma version. I have not had a chance to poke around in there a whole lot yet, but I did install it. And we'll have a look at that. And then I downloaded Trinity version, and we'll have a look at that. I feel like I need more light in here. I think I do need more light in here. Let me turn on the light. Hold on. All right. A little better. I don't know if I like the lighting of that better, but anyway, it's less dark and creepy. Of course, dark and creepy is not always a bad thing. Anybody ever go into a restaurant and you're like, table for 2, deep dark and secluded, please? You know, fun thing to do. Fun thing to do. All right. Well, how's everybody doing this Saturday? Well, it was an afternoon. I'd say morning, afternoon. I didn't wake up too long ago. It's like you wake up, look at the clock. It's 11:30. What? Serves me right. It's up too late last night, I guess. But anyway, let's see. Adam Storm, how's it going there? Is that at most? Hi, Friar. Can finally watch your stream. All right. Well, welcome to the stream. Moonbase Alpha Grays. Our guardians are not here. Yeah, Roger went to visit Moonbase Alpha Grays. So anyway, hello, Harold. Not a whole lot else on today. Well, we got like 23 people on. There's few more than that, but I guess we're just not all talkative today, I guess, right? If I sign anymore, I'll probably sing anymore, I'll get a copyright. I'm telling you, right? And it's all this crazy stuff. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I am monitoring the comments over on Discord. We only have about an hour to an hour and a half today, and then I need to run. I got a crazy busy day. Let's see. OS Universe is on. Greetings, World of Linux. Hello over there on Discord. How's it going over there? Are people over there still talking on the other channels too? I thought I cleared all those out. All right. The Nightshad's over there looking at some Arch-based installers. Decide which one to go for. Don't really want to install Arch the Arch way. Mainly on to not use. Any suggestions? Let me reply to him. I love me my Arch Labs. Yeah, there you go. All right, let me go back to live chat. I don't want to get too much over there. But anyway, any creature morph, how's it going there? When you are an invincible winged humanoid dragon that morphs into any creature, I'd turn into a mouse and get swallowed by your cat and sleep and relax inside the belly. Yeah, he doesn't eat mice, and I'm telling you, man, I am so sorry. I have asked him, and he just denying your claim. My apologies. He's like, no. It's something about those social media posts. I don't know. Sign Watcher Storm, how's it going there? Aram, how's it going there? Hello to you. Rudy, hello. These lately have been fantastic. Thank you for sharing your time and knowledge. Well, thank you. I've been trying to do a little bit better lately. A little bit more prepared. Like, I actually, going into this year, I got myself a notebook of ideas and things and stuff. So, you know, I'll write them down on sticky notes and I transfer them over here. So I want to do some Pi-hole tutorials and moving things into partitions. I got asked about how to do good data backups. I have a list of about 6 or 7 different distros here. I have a few distro wars to look into as well. And of course, I have planning for my other channels going as well. So, yeah, it's been going pretty good. Well, thank you. Thank you anyway for the comment. Hello, Jesse Crypto. And let's see. Should we dive on in or should we wait for a few more folks to jump in? I'm not sure if I'm awake yet, but, you know, we'll get there. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive on in, shall we? Let's do that. Let me pull up my websites. And we'll get all set up and ready to go. Check my web browser view and check my... There we go. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, today I had a request to look at Q4OS, and I thought that'd be a neat one to look at. So the latest release, I believe, was just a few days ago, maybe about a week or so ago. So this is based on Debian, and it's targeted with stability, of course. And the distro itself, it does have a lot of little fantastic tools to get it running. So I have the Plasma installed right here we're going to have a look at, and then we are going to look at the Trinity here as well. And so you just kind of land over here. Very simple site, very simple page. They do seem to be geared more towards business setups, which is good because they have a lot of things in here that will actually help you get your computer set up nicely. Like it'll detect you're installing it on a virtual machine, and it will go ahead and install the virtual machine guest editions for you, which can be not a simple task in Debian. It's easy. It's just not something that's necessarily intuitive. Usually requires command lines. But things like, hey, we detect you're running in a virtual machine. Would you like to install the virtual machine guest editions? Gives you the option. And then I say, yeah, that would be awesome. Totally cool. Let's go ahead and do that. So we went from there. Now, on their webpage here, if we have a look at their site, then we have a basic, simple, my apologies, I thought I went over there earlier, but I didn't. Anyway, simple site. Head on over to the downloads page. We have the Plasma, and we have a Trinity. We also have just the 32 and 64-bit just installation CDs, which are much smaller. They don't have the live keys on them. But if you want to test it out live, you can do the Plasma or the Trinity. If you're using the Plasma desktop, you need 1 gig and 1 gigahertz CPU, 1 gig of RAM, 5 gigs of disk space. If you're using Trinity, 300 megabytes. Like, I think my second computer was 300 megabytes. That was almost 20 years ago. What type of computers are you people running distros on? Anyway, you do have the option to go there, 128 megabytes of RAM. Wow. They do have an installer for Windows, so this is if you want to set this up alongside Windows. They have a .exe file that you can run that will set this up right next to Windows. I have no idea how that runs. Raspberry Pi builds, Raspberry Pi, and they have 2 Pinebook builds there available, some ARM ports, and there's some other things. We do have checksum files for all the different pages, and you can go to other legacy releases on their site. So that's actually pretty cool. I have a lot of different options. Documentation, basically frequently asked questions, setup and using, Windows type setups, and we have our business page over here. They're looking for partnerships and things like that. So let's go ahead and have a look at the Plasma desktop here and see what that looks like. All right, so as the machine boots up, I'll talk a little bit about the installation process. Very simple to install. When you first boot it into the live key, it asks you some questions, things like, basically things about, hey, I've not seen that before. That's a little odd. That should be fixing itself. Hopefully the guest editions didn't break things. All right, I think we're good. I actually think the guest editions broke things. When I installed the guest editions, I think they actually broke things. Because it was working perfectly fine, and then I installed the guest editions, and then this seemed to happen. This is not representative of the system. We might actually have to go back. Let's go back and walk through the installation, I guess, because what I did is I booted up. It worked perfectly fine. It says, hey, we're running guest editions, a virtual machine. Would you like to run guest editions? I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. And then it didn't reboot the machine. So yeah, failure on STL part, right? Failure on STL part. This is not representative of how the system runs. Let's just go ahead and kill it. We'll walk through the installation process. How's that sound? So we're going to cut the video here when we do the re-records, and let's go ahead and do the installation process. All right. Hold on, I want to get rid of that bar too. Since we're restarting the video part, I want to get rid of that bar. Okay, there it is. Epic fail on STL's part. Well, that was fun. Hey, every now and again, there's breaks in systems. Okay, note to self: do not install guest editions this time. How's that sound? Well, it's getting ready to set up here. Let's go ahead and check in back in on comments. All right, let's see. Business partner all month. At least you aren't fighting the China GFW. What? All right. Solus 4.1 has been released. Wow, okay, that's cool. VirtualBox is out. This is 5, yes. Yeah, well, I didn't have any issues running the system before. All right, we're back here, so hold on. All right, so we just booted the system off of the live key, and the first thing we actually get, this is very nice. Actually, this worked out better because I was going to show you the installed system, but I think the installation on this is interesting. So let's go ahead and have a look at this. So the first thing it says here is we booted into this black screen. It gave us a little notification up here, and then it says, hey, let's run through some configurations. So sure, let's go do some configurations. The first is the monitor configuration tool. So it's defaulting on this 1024 by 768 monitor screen. I don't like that. Let's go back up to what we're actually running, which is a HD monitor. So that's 1920 by 1080. Go ahead and apply that. Hit OK. Give this a second, and it's going to start up into the Plasma desktop screen here, and then we will be set to go. All right. So we first boot up here. We have a desktop profiler. We have desktop effects. So this, of course, will give us nice, cool effects, but it's going to take some extra system resources. So you don't want to do that unless you are, unless you're running on a better system here. The desktop profiler, if I remember correctly, so this guy here is just a single feature. Would you like to run a full-featured desktop with web browser, Office Suite, and recommended application set, or the basic Q4OS desktop with common utilities, system tools, and libraries, or just the ultimate minimal desktop? You'll be free to set everything up yourself. So that is actually nice to have that option here. So here's the basic. Now, of course, we're going to get this when we run the install. And so here is, you can install extra desktop environments as well. LXQT, XFCE, LXDE, Mate, Budgie, Cinnamon, Gnome, and Trinity. Now, if you do these on the live key, they will not take. So I'm just going to close this out, and we will run the installer, which actually does not take more than a few minutes. So we'll get it started, walk through the installation process, and then we'll come back to the video when it is done installing. So just picking our keyboard layouts here, partitions. I'm just going to go ahead and erase the disk. And let's go ahead and see what we're doing here. Q4OS is the computer name. Let me do my super secret password. That is definitely not 123. And hit install. And now it's just going to go ahead and install itself. It'll be nice and quick and easy to install. And when we get back in, it's going to ask some more questions and things. And this time we are not going to install the guest editions. Now, it's very possible that the guest editions, when I tested this out, did break the system because I am using an older version of VirtualBox. That is a distinct possibility. So I'm not going to rule that out as anything. So we're going to come on back to this when we are done installing, and we will walk through the next setup and have a look at the system. Okay, let's see. Exact style of glitching. Yeah, so it might be that but it was working perfectly fine before I installed the VirtualBox Guest Edition. So it might be installing VirtualBox Guest Editions for version 6, which breaks it. Which, hey, run newer software, I guess. Hashtag update your crap, switch to Linux. All right, let's see. This is just like XP's pre-OOB process where it tells you to set the screen resolution. Hey, man, they're focusing towards business users. What can I say? Recently added another 8 terabyte disk to the NAS. Got 6 dual port, 10 gigabyte NICs now to move files around the house. Nice. 1 gig is way too slow now. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. Well, if you jumped on, we are now installing Q4OS because the first time I installed it, I messed it up by installing Virtual Machine Guestbox Editions because, hey, old software. I probably do probably need to update the computer sometime soon, shouldn't I? Let's see. Yes, silly guest edition, says OS Universe 2. Canyon Tech, greetings. You can't join the stream. Why not, Canyon Sensor Tech? All right. Anyway, we are on 24%. So when I did this first time, it took me about 5 minutes or so. So we'll be sitting here staring at each other going, me for about 5 minutes. So if you want to like hear me say other things, then, you know, that stuff in there. Virtual machine guest box, Tom, 2020. I changed the KDE screen resolution. So this gave me just the nice prompt pop-up box. Otherwise, you can get to it by going into the settings. If you're on the desktop, you can right-click on the desktop, and there will be some settings in there, or you can actually find it inside of the settings panel. When this is done installing, we will go hunt that down for you. Need to build a 10G network. There you go. Setting it in display settings, yes. Switches are way too expensive. Specifically, we can get dual port cards for 30 to 50. Yeah, my switch, I have a gigabit switch. Which kind is it? I forget my brand on it now. I think it might be a D-Link. Just an 8-port switch that I have here. So, and then of course my router has 3 lines on it. So my configuration for my setup is I have the modem and router and NAS actually outside of the office. It's actually right around the corner outside that door, which actually gets it off of the power outlets on all the rest of the computers, because I literally shut down the whole power in this room when I'm not using it, in case of, power surges and things. My computers are perfectly safe, if there's a power surge or a brownout in the middle of the night. So the internet goes over there, and then off of the router, I have an extension port, which goes down to, my extension port goes down to a secondary router downstairs, which gets me better Wi-Fi than pfSense gets me. That connects internet hardwired into the whole network to the Raspberry Pi. And then the second port on the router goes back to the 8-port switch here, which is where I have all my computers hardwired into the network switch here. And then I have the third port goes out to the NAS. So the NAS and stuff is always on and accessible from anywhere. But the office computers in here, all this stuff, the switch and all gets completely shut off at the end of the day. So one machine is the switch. Okay, let's see. I think 2020 will be the year of the Linux desktop. No, we haven't talked about the year of the Linux desktop for 30 years. Back in my day, the year of the Linux desktop will occur when ReactOS leaves alpha. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. All right. So we are done installing. I'm just going to go ahead and reboot. The thing, those cards are Dell Broadcom cards. Have to mask pins B4 and B5 or your machines won't boot unless it's a server board. All right. All right, so the system is installed. So now we're going to come over here and boot it up for the first time. STL, or is that 123? Whatever that password happens to be. It's definitely not 123. So once again, here we get our configuring the system setup box. This occurs the first time you boot it up, where it's going to ask us about the screen size and resolution. So this is the display settings module if you're looking for that later on. If you don't get this screen automatically, let's go 1920 by 1080, hit apply, and we should now be good to go. So now on the first install, we can do the full featured desktop with a web browser, Office Suite, recommended application set. We can install other desktop environments. This step actually will take a few minutes to do. I'm going to go ahead and do the basic desktop with common utilities, system tools, and libraries. Actually, let's do the full Office Suite one. I kind of want to see what it does. So this will actually take a few more minutes to install. So it's getting all the packages, installing things, and then it's just basically installing a bunch of things. Now you do have, again, the option to go complete minimal with pretty much nothing. And you have a basic desktop with basic configuration settings. So those are options that you have. You will still get the ability to install other desktop environments. I did not want to do that here just for the sake of time. So you can see it's 30%. It's moving along quite well, but it's actually just downloading stuff. And it's probably going to take about another 5 minutes at this point in time. So we're going to go ahead and come on back when this is done, and we'll have a look at the desktop from there. I haven't done one of these piecemeal live videos in a while. This is actually kind of fun. I'm enjoying this. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this good? Is this cool? I guess I don't show how to install stuff enough. So, which this is a good one to show how to install them. Should switch to token ring for nostalgia. Same with most RAID cards. Have to mask 2 pins on non-servers. Okay. React isn't Linux though. No, it's not Linux. Like it's this weird amalgam of let's figure out how to make Windowsy type stuff, but the thing is that it basically effectively is Wine. Like it's nothing more than Wine and a bunch of other stuff. Nothing more than Wine and a bunch of other stuff. But I've found that there's no advantage to running it. In fact, it just looks kind of old. It looks outdated. If I'm going to run something that old, I may as well spin up Windows 98 in a virtual machine, which actually I have. I have a Windows 98 virtual machine. Kind of fun. Kind of enjoyable. Your time is Eastern. My time is universal space time. It's time I'm always on. I have to remember what Eastern time is these days. I've been traveling the galaxy too many times as my super secret alien form. Went out to have a look at the weird fluctuation in Betelgeuse last night. I mean, that was why I was up late. Had to get back though. I mean, it actually takes about 2 Earth hours to fly out to Betelgeuse. These weird fluctuations in the light. It's like down brightness 20% down that crazy star right now. So All right, anyway, let's see. Shake off my butt and sort out the capacitor collection. There you go. Yeah. Record all your videos in a live stream. No, I do not record all of them in a live stream, just most of them in a live stream. Looks like it's unpacking. Is that LibreOffice? I think I just saw uninstalling. Yes. Whoa. If I'm reading that correctly, we're going to have an old version of LibreOffice on here. It's still going. It's still going. Still going. I think Monday and Tuesdays don't get recorded into live streams. Can I travel a galaxy with you? No, you got to be an alien. The human form will just not accept it. You'll be vaporized in a second. That's CJ. That's CJ. I'm still working on him, but... Go, Fluffy, go! Go, Fluffy, go! It's still in setting up. Looks like it's getting near the bottom of the end, though, so... We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. So if you just jumped on, we are installing Q4OS, and we're basically just kind of walking through our setup over here. So there's a desktop profiler. We're just going with the most used applications and things. They give us some applications. It gave us things like Google Chrome. A few other odds and ends. I didn't see what else was in the system, but you can kind of see what's going on there. I've been collecting electronic components to build shiny electronic things. Ooh, that sounds fun. I just dropped off a whole bunch of old computers and stuff. I was trying to get this system to work, and it's like I finally was able to get it to at least boot up, but I think there's something wrong with the processor. It was like an old XP machine, because you'd get into it, and then after about a minute, it would just shut itself down. Reboot and fail the boot. So it sounds like it's something wrong with the processor. Either the processor or the fan, but the processor fan was working just fine. So who knows? Maybe I could have just taken the processor fan off and put some new silicone paste there, and that could have fixed it. But I don't know. And it's not really worth fighting with it either. Hello, Gene. How's it going there? We're just waiting for this guy to get booted up and finish installing, and then we'll have a look at the system. Hopefully we get to Trinity today. I might actually have to do Trinity another day. We might have to do Trinity another day, because I only have a limited amount of time today. Oh, see, look at that. It's installing Google Chrome. LibreOffice help documents. There you go. Let's look. We're grabbing a few other things here. Almost looks like it's installing LibreOffice 5.3. We're going to test that out. We do have Thunderbird I saw come down there. All right, now we're done. Go ahead and turn my recorder back on. All right, and we are done. So we're going to go ahead and click the finish button and see what we have. Oh, we need to reboot the computer now. Okay, well, let's go ahead and reboot the computer now. That's no problem with that. So we'll reboot this guy up. And so we did notice it installs things that I don't like on Linux distributions. So I saw Google Chrome in there. It looked like it was installing LibreOffice 5.3, which, hey, this is based on Debian, so I can understand that, although I'd probably prefer to see a newer version, especially if we're going and targeting towards business enterprise like I think these guys happen to be doing. Let's go ahead and give it a second here to finish rebooting. Enter my super secret password. It's definitely not 123. And let's see what we got here. So we are booting back into full screen. Now, one of the things it's going to do is it's going to detect we're running a virtual machine and offer me to install virtual machine guest editions. I am not going to do that. And the reason is because it seems to break it on my particular version of VirtualBox. So we're just going to go ahead and run with this. But this is our basic layout. So we have the desktop profiler. This is the tool that we just ran. So it says here, would you like to install it? No, I do not want to. Would you like to be notified next login? No, do not notify me about virtual machines. Their notification screens definitely are reminiscent of Windows 95. So that's definitely interesting. Here's turning on desktop effects. So here's the various desktop effects. These are available inside of your settings inside of Plasma here. So we can turn things on, turn things off. Let's go ahead and push cancel. So there's switch to kick off start menu. So here is your basic Plasma menu. This is actually the menu I like to run when I'm on Plasma. Let's see what these, oh, that's available on for Trinity. Okay, well, it's something that, hey, would you like to install this? No, you can't. Okay. We can install proprietary codecs. So now we're downloading multimedia codecs. And wow, this is also very reminiscent of Windows 95. So I guess they've themed this guy up to look like an old Windows system. So let's go ahead and install the codecs. Let this go. And that's actually all right. If you're looking for a good Windows replacement system, then hey, why not, right? Let me see if we are actually using desktop. Yes, we do have the ability here to use desktop icons and things. We do actually have under our create new, they did give us actually a lot of things inside of our context menu here, which is actually quite impressive. Most Linux distros do not take this extra step, which I think is something many Windows users might be looking for. So easy to set up, but I like the fact that they've actually taken that extra step and put that in there, which is very good. All right. So our proprietary codecs are set up. And let's have a look at the installation applications here. So we can install applications. So it looks like this is just a simple software center. There's Synaptic, Google Chrome, Chromium, Firefox with LibreOffice. Although I thought most of these are already installed, unless, oh, maybe these are what is already installed. So let's have a look at the menu. Let's see what's installed here by default. So under education, we have mathematics and science. Under games, we just have, let's see, card games. So Solitaire is there. Graphics, document viewer, Libre Draw. We have an image scanning utility. Internet, we have Conqueror web browser, Google Chrome, and Thunderbird. Multimedia, we have Clementine, two disk burning utilities, VLC, and a YouTube browser. Very cool. Under Office, we have the full LibreOffice suite, including our databasing. Go ahead and boot up LibreOffice. So we are getting LibreOffice 6. I was concerned that that would be the 5 branch because that's what I was seeing in the coding, but I'm not exactly sure which, what the package is calling for. So they're 6.1, a little bit older version of LibreOffice, but definitely LibreOffice 6. So no real big deals on that one there. Here's our basic system settings. No, all right, okay, fine. I enter my super secret 123 password, I guess. I guess we're configuring the firewall now. All right, so we can turn on or turn off the firewall. I'm behind a really beefy router, so I don't bother with the firewalls on the computers that never leave my office. Under our utilities, we have our file manager. So is this using Crusader? Welcome, Crusader. First run, we'll check for external applications. Okay, so Some batch remainders. All right. Okay, I don't care. Just open the file manager. Okay. Okay, so I guess this is just a file manager like that. Let's hopefully we still have something like Dolphin on here as well. Okay, good. I'm gonna say if that was my only file manager, wow, that's not user friendly. But no, we do have Dolphin here, so that's good. So that's there. All right. So now that I've had a look at this, it looks like Google Chrome is already here. Chromium is not. So it's not telling us what's already here. So that might be confusing for some users for sure. But if you want to install Firefox, we have this, Chromium, LibreOffice. So a lot of these are already installed. Hey, here's a thing for NVIDIA drivers. If you want proprietary NVIDIA drivers, if the open source ones aren't good enough for you. Here's Wine as an option for installing Windows applications, VirtualBox guest editions. So what I like here is that I do like the ability that it has a simple install utility for a lot of applications. I don't like that it gives us the whole list, including the things that are already installed. Here we have Discover, excuse me, I said Dolphin. We have Discovery here, so we can install a variety of different applications using this. Let's see if things like Evolution are in here or not. So Evolution is in here. That's my preferred email client. We can, of course, install Firefox from in here if we want to. So we are getting Firefox ESR because this is based on Debian. So Firefox ESR is a long-term support Firefox. It doesn't push its new features quite as quickly, which honestly is good the way Firefox runs these days. The desktop profiler again. So we have simple applications here. Let's see how the installer works. So it looks like just kind of highlight the application, click the installer. It's going to go ahead and set the installation. So now it's going to be setting it up for us, so then we will be able to use it. So it does give us definitely a Windows type feel. So if you're looking to have a system that's a little bit more comfortable just in terms of GUI layout, this actually is not too bad. She does look kind of nice. I do wish that they would give us desktop icons and things like this. Like we have the ability to turn them on, I think. I think somebody corrected me on that before. I think I said there's the ability to add desktop icons. You can add desktop icons. I don't remember exactly how to do it. It's not like a toggle button switch. Like you need to set shortcuts for it is how it works. Let's have a look. And we're talking about things like having your home folder, your network folder, things like that. You can set those up if it's not as user friendly as other systems are. There's add to favorites. We can add those to favorites if we want to. So they're kind of in a nutshell is Q4OS. Let's have a look at the system settings here. I just want to see what kind of theming is available. So workspace theming, the ones that we have. So we're running, it looks like Breeze. And so we're basically just running the simple Breeze workspace theme. Desktop behaviors. Your screen edges, screen locking, virtual desktops. Okay, and somebody asked in the comments there as we were getting started, how do you change the screen size? I believe if you right-click, you should have the. Ooh, maybe not. I don't remember how to change the screen size. It's been too long since I've run Plasma, man. It is in here somewhere. I think it's desktop settings. I am not remembering how to change the screen size. It is in the settings there somewhere. It's been too long since I've run Plasma. Usually if you just kind of right-click, you'll have the option in here. Now, it's possible that they just don't have the option set up. That's one of the weird quirks of Plasma is you can literally so configure it that it's actually possible to not have your ability to set up your the size of your desktop on here. Somebody's in the comments is probably already telling me, it's right there, you fool, you're missing it. Because, hey, when you're doing a video, you're not always being able to see things on quite the grand scale. Yes, it's possible. I'll have to figure that out, and maybe if I remember to do it when I'm post-recording this video, I'll tell you where to get that. But anyway, that is our Q4OS. I think I said we would look at Trinity. I think I'm going to reserve Trinity for another video because we were already a pretty long video for this. So we'll go ahead and have a look at Trinity in another video coming up very soon, and see if we can get that figured out better over there. So thanks for coming along, and let me know your thoughts on Q4OS down below. All right, somebody tell me where that setting is so I can actually patch that into the video. This is already a patchwork, so let's go ahead and do that. Where is that? I got to find it. All right. Let me see if I can find that again real quick. Is it systems? Okay, inside. It should be inside system settings, right? It's not going to be under workspace themes. Not network. Oh, there you go. Display. Duh. There it is. All right, we're going to go ahead and recut that into the video. All right, so somebody asked on the comments there as we were recording this, how do you change the screen resolution inside your system settings? I tried to find this the first time. I realized there's so many settings inside of KDE. And you come all the way down, find hardware. Down here under hardware, we have configuring printers. KDE Connect is connecting an Android phone to it. But under your display and monitors, this is where you're going to change your screen resolution. You can enable or disable certain displays. We have compositors, we have gamma settings. So there's a lot of different configuration options you can have. So that's where that is at. Here's multimedia, audio volume, audio and video volume, various input devices, keyboards, mouse. So we have left hand, we have right hand. I don't have a joystick on here. I don't have a touchpad on here. So of course it tells me, hey, no touchpad. Here's your power management, so you can adjust your power management settings over here. So there's a lot of hardware configurations down here. Of course, network, personalization, workspace, and appearance. So that's where you find all of those guys over there. So that is Q4OS, and that is the Plasma desktop. We'll come back with another video for the Trinity desktop and see how that runs from there. All right, there we go. Well, that was a better conclusion to that video. All right. Maybe I should release a bloopers and stuff. Blooper. All right, anyway. All right. Okay, I think I was somewhere around here. I thought it said LibreOffice 615. Yeah, I didn't see that. I was looking at like the package name, which is going to be named something different. So, okay. XornOS failed due to the infamous BusyBox interim error on boot. Jaro KDE refused to install in VirtualBox, but GNOME version installed successfully. Huh. Doing Linux homework. All right. Current curriculum is from 2010. Like, why? That's the problem with the college education, by the way. Linux Mint gets the BusyBox interim error, so I don't use it anymore. Might switch to Arch Linux. But it's a folder somewhere in that you have to create with a certain file. It's very convoluted. May as well just rely on distribution to do it for you. Yeah, maybe, hey, you know what? There's a fun video idea. How to put desktop icons on. I'm going to write that down in my little black book with my poems in. All right. Okay, let's see, network. Plasma desktop. That sounds like a great tutorial. If I can figure it out easily. All right. Okay, what is Trinity? It is a different desktop environment. Let me see. Do I have time to boot into it? We've been live for 40 minutes. I might actually have time to do it. So maybe we'll just have to repatch the video again and include the Trinity desktop, right? Q4OS Trinity desktop. Open that up there, and let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and do that, and I'll catch up on the comments in a bit here. All right, so here we're going to have a look at the Trinity desktop. So we're going to run through the installation process, see what this guy looks like, and have a look at if this is going to be a better or worse build for us. Of course, this one's kind of built for the probably more the super low-end computer that does not have as many system resources. This one does have that RAM requirement of 128 amazing megabytes of RAM. Shocking. And a 300 megahertz processor. I haven't seen one of those since 1999. So let's see how this guy happens to look. So we're kind of booting up. We have configuring the desktop theme, moving file system to RAM, configuring the system. All right, let's see. Scaling factor. Our scaling factor looks just fine. I'm okay with our scaling factor. Let's see if it gives me the screen size resolution ability here as well. That'd be fun. All right, we are setting up the Trinity desktop. Should I follow the white rabbit, people? All right. Okay, well, let's see. So here's our menu. Ooh, this is like looks exactly like. I don't have a desktop audio turned on for you guys, but we actually got like a Windows-esque startup sound, which is kind of cool. Let's see, appearance and themes. Trying to see. I'm unfamiliar with the Trinity desktop. I want to see how I can change my screen resolution. Did I just search for a terminal program by typing command? Oh, Lord. There you go. There's one way to do it. All right, now we're full screen. I don't know where to find it on that, but anyway, here now we can install Q4OS. So I'm wondering if we will have the ability here to run the profiler like we did before. So setup is very similar. Let's go ahead and erase the disk. Q4OS. Enter my super secret password. That's definitely not 123. And run the installation process. So we'll see first, does this install faster? It probably should. This guy here definitely has the resemblance of your Windows application. I mean, it's almost like looks exactly like it. Windows, I think maybe like Windows 7, definitely reminiscent of my Windows 7 computer. We'll see if we can find out how to actually change the desktop configuration. Let me see if I can configure desktop here. Not sure. We'll figure it out. Anyway, we'll come back when this guy's done installing, and then we will have a look from there. All right, let's see. Solus has a default Plasma. Nice. XP, the older desktop appearance setting isn't merged with desktop display settings. Yeah. Manjaro Cinnamon, stable enough despite being an unofficial project release. I think it's probably going to be fine. Does this offer over KDE Plasma? I think more or less it's just going to offer simple system tools to set stuff up. I think that's really what our difference is. OS is complete without wobbly windows. There you go. Love the Cinnamon DE, but not many distros use it. That's right, which is sad, isn't it? Really slow aside from updates. Keep it all working. Yep. First chapter talks about Linux kernel 2.5. I'm like, seriously? Oh, Lord. That is definitely one of the problems with college educations where it comes to the field of tech. Definitely. Let's see. Let's see. Good results with VMware Fusion, VMware tools. Let's see. All right. We need a GNOME 4 release. Cinnamon and KDE are more customizable. GNOME 3 is outdated now. Yeah. Any issues installing Wine on Manjaro? I have not tried it. Trinity Desktop looks like Windows XP, not 7. I think there's elements of both. I think the start menu is, yeah, it does definitely probably does look more like Windows XP, but you can Windows 7 and Windows XP start menus do have a lot of similarities to them. All right, well, it's all done now, so let's go ahead and reboot the system. See, I'm looking in the control panel. I'm still trying to figure out where you're going to change your desktop screen resolution. Screen scaling. There you go. Monitor display. It's under control panel and system settings, it looks like. Resolution and layout. All right. Let's go ahead and shut down the computer and I'll turn on the desktop audio for you guys to hear when this turns on. All right, so our installation is complete. So I'm looking at the Trinity Desktop for the first time in probably about a year there. And the Trinity Desktop is definitely going for a Windows XP feel. So if you really liked the style, look, and layout of Windows XP, it's going to be definitely for you. So username and my super secret password, which is definitely not 123. Go ahead and get logged in here and see what it looks like. Okay, so we're configuring the desktop theme. Let's configure the scaling factors, which all looks fine to me. One thing I would like to change is the desktop environment. So, all right, please select a default application. So we have Trinity and we have KDE Plasma. Install and set KDE Plasma. That's the one we looked at in the other video. I want to keep Trinity. So now we have the options to go with the full installation suites again. So let's go ahead and do that. And this will probably take a few more minutes to do like it did the last time, although it's already at 100%. So unless that's just, it looks like maybe that was just translation stuff. So let's go ahead and come back on when this guy is done doing its thing, and we'll have a look at the Trinity desktop. This is going to be one difficult video to edit, isn't it? All right. Let's see. Works great in Manjaro on my own. All right, there you go. Q4OS is good at one of my picks for switching from Windows. Yeah, I think it might be a little too out of date though. I don't know, maybe. Starting design for after the XP power button. Dead giveaway. XP's split fashion. Yep. Manjaro Cinnamon may become my permanent Windows replacement, but I'm trying to hang on to Windows 8.1. Yeah, there you go. Like, I have a Windows 8.1, but it won't boot anymore, and I've attempted to run every possible way of fixing the boot. It's just not wanting to go. XPQ4 skin from SourceForge. Q4OS XP Windows 7 Windows 10 skin theme utility. That sounds pretty cool. 3, 2, 1. What's my opinion of Free Software Foundation's petition for Microsoft to release Windows 7 source code? That'll probably be a thing right around the time that I don't know, Facebook stops collecting user data. But, you know. All right, so we're going ahead and we're installing the next one. How's it doing there? Looks as though it's downloaded everything. It's just running installations. LXDE is one of my favorites as well. I have Debian running LXDE. It runs light and stable. Now, LXDE will never get new features, but not looking for that with the system. Yeah. There's a time you want the new features, there's a time you don't. I got one Windows 10 LTSB 2016 box, which is Windows 10 without Trinity. Everything else runs Hackjara. All right. MX Linux will not update FlatPat repos in VirtualBox, but my laptop is running it without issues. Huh, interesting. I think VirtualBox is getting worse and worse. I'm noting a lot of issues with it. It looks like I have a dead cat on my desk. Are you a dead Desk Panther? No, you're a living Desk Panther, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're a living Desk Panther. Yes. Live, Desk Panther, live. Live, Desk Panther, live. It's zooming along quite nicely. It's actually installing things faster than I can read them. So maybe this will take a little bit less time, right, Kitty? Right. We're coming up on our 1 hour mark, Kitty. What do you think? If you're interested in trying out Hackjara, I can provide you with a copy. I don't know, maybe we might do that. Did you make a live Windows 10 ISO long ago, Hank? MJW did a video about it. I think you were mentioned in it. Let's see what's going on over on Discord. I had good results with VMware. Yeah, the problem with VMware, I can't record videos in VMware without a commercial license. That's why you use VirtualBox. It makes sense, but configuring Linux manually, installing everything without a graphic installer is something I've been doing, and getting Xorg working is something I have to learn so drivers can be detected. Yep. So CJ vaporized the FBI agent from the other stream because yes. You took him out, didn't you, buddy? Actually, it was TJ, but yes. Greetings there, Ricky. How's it going there? Let's see. Windows 7 being open sourced would be the best thing for Linux users because they could easier find a way to plug in Windows 7 desktop environment into Linux and everyone would switch to that distro. Or a way just to get Windows 7 applications running, which, yeah. Good enough. I had problems with MX19 not booting after updates. It was good otherwise. Yep. All right, well, if you just jumped on, we are still installing Q4OS on the Trinity desktop over here, and I'm just setting up the desktop profiler, just have a balanced view at both of them. Microsoft is still hating on Linux. Oh yeah, they're in their full-fledged embrace mode. They're embracing it. They're going to start extending it pretty soon, and then it'll be, and then they're going to realize that you can't extinguish Linux that easy. Laptop from MX Linux to Manjaro. Hey, that's up to you, man. I like Manjaro better than MX Linux personally, but I don't know. That's kind of your call, man. Kind of your call. No, it's setting Google Chrome as the default web browser. Why would you do that to a computer? All right. Oh, there you go. Now, yeah, I see. Okay, I see 6.1.3 on LibreOffice. Is that what we had? I see it now. I see it. I can see it. All right, let's see. Joining the chat late is Q4OS. Any relation to the QoS industrial control system? I have no idea. I'll just dual boot them and see which is better for you. Yeah, you could do that. Okay, so please tell me what it's doing. Okay, right now I am installing Q4OS Trinity, which it just finished setting up its configuration. So we're going to go on back to the desktop view. All right, so we have just finished our desktop profiler. So let's get into the system here. And let's see it. One of the things this is not giving me the nice option that the other one did of configuring my screen resolution. So I did find that. Ooh, hear that noise? Ooh, it's so nice. It's so Windows XP-esque. So if we head on down to our system, monitors and displays, enter my super secret password, and I should now being able to do this. Okay, no, we do not want to install guest box additions. All right. Everything is okay. Stop. I don't need your notification. So in here, what I'm noticing is I am not actually able to change anything in here manually. So I have no idea why this is, but I can't change that. If I actually go into the terminal, though, I should be able to change the screen resolutions here. Hey, kitty, don't type on my keyboard for me. Thank you. All right. So I could not change the desktop resolution in the actual control set panel settings, but I was able to do it through the terminal. So here's, of course, the desktop profiler. Turn on desktop effects. Let's see what that gives me. They have been enabled. Okay, so I'd have to log in and log out again. Again, here is our software application menu that we have. Pretty sure we're going to have the same applications that we had before. Very Windows XP-esque, you can see here, except we can change the size of that. So programs, accessories. I am not a fan of this menu. Holy crap, does that take forever to get into something? We have our games there, our internet. We have our web browser. We do have Kmail installed this time. I don't remember seeing Kmail installed on Plasma, which is kind of odd, but we do have Kmail installed over there. We have a lot more K applications I'm seeing installed on the Trinity version of Q4OS. So yeah, this is definitely an interesting menu option there. Let's go ahead and switch to this one. So we have different categories. So we have Q4OS structure. We have let's look at the kickoff menu. Let's see what that looks like. So we're now set to that. So here it's basically like it's very similar, it looks like, to the application launcher on there, except it's actually a little harder to use than the other one. That was interesting. And let's have a look at the classic. I guess if we change it to categories instead, it'll probably make it a little bit easier to do. So change it to categories. That's probably going to get us a better menu, in my opinion. Yes, that's actually a little bit better of a menu. More Linuxy, less Windowsy, but it's easier to find things. And let's have a look at our classic menu here. Okay, so here's our basic classic menu. So you have a variety of different menus to choose from. I do like the original Bourbon menu. Gives me that Windows XP feel. We can install proprietary codecs if we would like to do that. So there's an option there. I think this is the Conqueror web browser, right? Yep, so that loads up the Conqueror web browser. We have Synaptic Package Managers installed over here. So if you do want to install more things, and not sure if we have Discover on this one or not. We do not have Discover. Which is something that we did have on the Plasma version. Of course, that's Plasma's software manager. We do have more desktop icons out of the box. So this one's definitely, if you really do truly want that classic Windows experience, this might actually be the way that you go. It just has this full-fledged feel of it. So it's kind of, is what it is. Set desktop, so we can do a picture. So there's a variety of different pictures that we have. Let's apply that one, see what that one looks like. Ooh, there you go. We want to go for a full-fledged Windows look. There you go. We need something like that. Not quite as nice as the Windows one. That's cool. All right, so we do have a nice desktop. It's gonna be very familiar again to your Windows user, Windows demographic. It seems a little dated to me, but hey, what do you want, right? Okay. Fork of the K desktop environment version 5. Yep, old version KDE build. So there's Q4OS. This is of course the Trinity build of it. Let's go back into Office. Let's just see if by some weird chance they give us a different version of LibreOffice. I highly doubt they would have, but have a look. 6.1, so not too bad. I do like the look. It's this weird hybrid look. We do have some nice transparency effects over here, and then your old or skeuomorphics over there. So yeah. Anyway, there's Q4OS. Definitely interesting. So why might you want to run Q4OS? Well, it definitely has a lot more system utilities that are built in for your system utilities for installing things, getting things set up. I did find that the Plasma version did have a few more settings, a little bit more user-friendly than the Trinity did, particularly changing the screen resolution, at least here on the virtual machine. The tools and the installation options, I think that they're very good. They're targeted, I think, towards maybe more of a business environment that wants to get something up quickly and easily. It is based on Debian, so you're going to have a little bit older packages. If that's okay with you, then that's fine. Overall, definitely worth it. You are going to get a lot more stability out of this than some other distributions, I believe. Things aren't going to break quite as much for you. And, the release cycles are not insane that you're constantly having to rechange everything, which is really what you want in a business environment. So I would say that they've accomplished their goal. They have a really good system for a business environment. They have the more older Windows layout, the newer, more Linuxy layout. All those are good options. So overall, I think that this is a good distribution. I'm not sure I'm going to be running it specifically for a while, but at the same time, for a multi-unit business that has a lot of different computer systems that wants to use a good free Linux distribution, this is actually a good logical place to go. So kudos to that. So let me know your thoughts on Q4OS in the comments down below. All right, so there's the third exit to the video I did. This is going to be one crazy video to edit. All right. Let's see. Let's close that out. Okay. Okay, let's see. Why not just do a bit? Okay, just came in. What's going on? I think we're squared by now. Okay. Arch doesn't have a lot of control that Manjaro has, like forcing updates when installing something new, but I've been happy with Mint 19.3. Yeah, that's my favorite still. Is Trinity. Old looking desktop build. All right. Natural GPS in my brain. Uh-oh. Can't help you, man. Manjaro has the same problems with VLC, other Arch distros, otherwise use Solus for most stuff. Goals as YouTuber is to spread awareness of autism and other mental disabilities. This way people can just like me can get the help and resources they need. Well, awesome. Very good, man. It's a good goal. Dual boot my desktop with Windows 8.1, Manjaro Cinnamon, maybe even quad boot and add Kubuntu, perhaps Solus or OpenSUSE. Oh, there you go. Okay, I've only tried tried Trinity in PCIOS, didn't like it. Don't let the guys behind Trinity hear that. KDE 4 is a sour spot for them. Uh-oh. Linux have a similar app like Wallpaper Engine. What's Wallpaper Engine? Tell me what Wallpaper Engine is, and I'll tell you. Q4OS January 2020 screen snapshot released. It's very good. Awesome. Red Star OS is allegedly a North Korean distro. That's right. Yeah, the Red Star OS will copy anything and everything that you're doing and perpetually log it directly onto a feed in Kim Jong-un's palace there. It's upgraded to 19.3 last weekend. Had skipped 19.2 because Firefox was broken in 19.2. Huh, interesting. All right, let's see. All right, what do we got? Hey, we are just about 1 hour in. Let's go ahead and feed the beast. Oh, kitty. Oh, kitty. Come on, kitty. Time to feed the beast and get on out of here. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on. You gotta jump. You gotta jump. I've already picked you up twice today. You gotta jump. Everyone, tell CJ to jump. Jump, CJ, jump. Jump, CJ, jump. Oh. Come on, CJ. You gotta do it, buddy. You gotta do it. You gotta jump. You gotta jump for your kitty treats. I need you to jump for your kitty treats. Come on. Jump for your kitty treats. Oh, you're not gonna bat him out of my hand. You gotta jump for him. Come on. There you go. He jumped. Yes. Yes. There you go, buddy. Get your paws in there. Get your little paws in there. Get your little paws in there. Yes. Get your paws in there. Yeah, is that good? Here's another one for you for this camera. Oh, and we got one more for this camera right here. Ow, that was my finger. Yes, was that good? Is that good, little kitty cat? Is that good, little kitty cat? Okay. Oh, you're gonna run away now? He's like, yeah, I got my kitty treats. I'm out of here, yo. All right, kitty. All right, kitty. He's like, yeah, I got my kitty treats. I'm out of here. I'm happy. I'm a happy cat. Let's get out of here. All right, let's see. Wallpaper Engine uses video clips as desktop wallpapers. Yeah, we're just finishing up, Joe. We're just finishing up. Okay, CJ has a gnome foot on him. That's right. Well, he's got a heart on him. So all the kernels in Mint have the same issues, or it may be Cinnamon. Channel featuring a cat is a good selling point. I know. All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this guy up here. Let's see if there's anything over there. Canyon sensor text grades suck. That's not good, man. It's not good at all. All right, guys, we will jump out of here. So thanks for hanging out. And next live stream should be scheduled for Wednesday-ish. So we will see you then.